Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 here, where we're just going to play out the rest of this match. So this is going to be a little bit more gameplay and just general commentary on a Wingspan. And right now we're in the second round. We completed the first round as just a way to sort of teach and show the game. The second round is saying that we want to play down the ground nest birds. And we have 2 of them here. We also have a bird that when we play the eastern bluebird, we'll be able to just sort of automatically play down a second bird as long as we have the food for it, right? But right now we got kind of a food crisis going on. Good news is we'll be able to get extra food with this activated ability, and then also if we play here, we'll be able to get some food too. Oh, that's right, we get to move the yellow-breasted chat to another habitat. We're going to move this person to the forest habitat. So the way this card works, it's a very sneaky card and it's a very powerful card, is now that this is now souped up. This is now a more powerful action because this card's moved here. We go here and that card's now going to move to another place and soup up that next action. So it's actually just incredibly strong. Now we do need both of these, it turns out. You are going to move down. We're trying to anticipate the next action we're going to take. We don't want to put them into the grasslands because most likely we will be playing birds on the grasslands. This only works if this bird is to the right of all other birds. So if you trap this bird in, they're stuck. That's not the point of the bird. You always want this bird to be floating on the far right side. So yeah, that bird's going to rotate down. So now when we go here, we'll be able to draw 2 cards without spending eggs, which is kind of cool, right? Instead, what we can do now is with this bird, we can discard an egg. Discard eggs. Oh, it has to be from another bird. That's right. So we have birds, we have eggs all over the place. Discard an egg there. We can gain anything from the supply. I think we're going to need a wheat, no matter how we shake this out. There's the round. Just click it to have it sort of go away a little bit faster. Has the AI actually played any ground birds? No. See, it doesn't seem like the AI actually has any awareness as to those endgame rounds. I mean, this is of course a pre-release version. There could be a patch for the AI or just improvements made to the AI over time, guys. Keep that in mind. And there could be a day 1 patch as well that'll help with that. But I mean, the game runs beautifully. I haven't run into any actual issues with the game or bugs or anything like that. Just that the AI can always be improved, right? It's never going to be a human opponent. That's where the multiplayer comes in. That's where the automa comes in, because the automa is going to just arbitrarily score higher, but it won't really be in the same way. I like the fact that we can look at the AI and see what they're up to, where the automa just basically just generates points. Although I'll admit that I don't know the finer details of how the automa generates points. So what we could do is, it's saying that we could actually play this card if we wanted to spend the food that we have, but I'm also kind of trying to save up to be able to do a double play. In order to do that, though, we're going to need a... I also kind of wanted to play this, too. If we go here, we'll be able to get a fish and start working towards this card. I think because of the next 2 objectives, we really need to focus on getting these cards out. These 2 cards played into the grasslands. And that's going to cost us 4 total food. Right now we're missing... what are we missing? We're either missing 1 wheat and 1 caterpillar, or we're missing 1 caterpillar. So let's actually go here. I don't think we're going to use that card, to be honest. I'm going to discard a card. I think we're discarding this card. It's a good card. It's actually a very good card. It does help us in the end, but I think this card's going to be what we're going to strive for more, even though we're a little ways away from it. So we're going to discard that card, except I'm going to re-roll these. These fish are not the end of the world, but I think I am going to re-roll these just because there is a chance... because the fish wouldn't be... oh no. We needed wheat. We needed wheat. That's actually a terrible roll because wheat's very likely to come up. Because there's 2 different phases, 33% chance on each die to get a wheat. 2 different faces on the die amount to wheat. Ugh. Not what we needed there at all. Well, at least here we could discard an egg. It has to be from another bird, though. Oof, kind of did this a little bit wrong. So here we could just get the wheat that we need. That's still... I wanted to be able to get 2 wheat, actually, from that. So that's still not exactly what I wanted there. Let's play this bird. It's going to let us play another bird from our hand. Well, we have to pay for this bird first. Okay. So we'll play the more expensive one because we can afford it at the moment. To do that, we have to discard an egg. We only have 1 egg left, so we're going to have to be laying eggs here soon. But luckily, we've souped up our lay egg action. Instead of laying for 2 eggs, we can now lay 3 eggs at a time. Lay 1, when played, lay... Oh. Whoops. We want to play this egg. This... I didn't realize it was when played. I thought this was when activated. See, we're being a doofus, but that's why the redo is nice. So we're gonna go there, redo that, and just play that other bird. Just order of operation issue there, right? When activated, we can lay an extra egg. It's pretty good. So when we're laying eggs, we're actually laying 4 eggs at a time now because this bird is in this row. It's kind of neat. So let's play this right here because we need eggs at this point as well to get things done and to do stuff. I'm just going to kind of trickle the eggs around. We do need eggs in the ground nests. But it looks like we have 2 turns left. We do need to generate food. If we go down here, we can generate fish from this option. But if we go up here, we can actually generate 2 food by discarding eggs. That's not particularly amazing. I think we actually will just draw 2 cards. Because 2 cards will give us more cards to be able to discard anyways. What do we want to do here? All players lay 1 egg on any bird and you may lay 1 additional egg. You know what? This is a little bit late to be getting a nest. A little bit late to be getting a nest bird. It's a cheaper nest bird. So when activated, we're going to at least have potentially 3. This guy makes a 4th because the wild counts as all types of nests. Now let's grab that card. Actually, let's see what we get first from the deck. Worth 0 points. Very easy to play though, because it only costs 1 fish. That's a good card, actually. Yeah, let's do that with this one. That might change things around a little bit, to be honest. Where do we want this guy to float to? Yeah, ooh, perfect. Let's let him float up to the forest, soup this up so we can do 2 cards without discarding 1. That's beautiful. That's fantastic. Yes, we want a fish. Gain 1 fish. Our next action, you can see that this is getting replenished, right? So this is getting replenished anytime cards are taken from there. We can use the 1 fish that we have to play this. See, we could play one of these in order to get more nested birds, right? We could go here, play this to get whoops. We could go here to play another nest bird, but you would not get an egg on this bird. There would not be an egg on this bird, which is kind of like, so it doesn't help us with the in-game bonus. So we do want to play that eventually, especially for the next round, but I think right now we're going to just get this down so that we permanently soup this up. And so that's sort of ready to go. We're just going to pay 1 fish, get that guy down, and then every time we take this action, we can actually draw 4 cards and then just have to discard 1, which is quite strong in terms of being able to generate get that engine going. Sorry, we have to spend an egg. Spending 1 there is fine. We don't need eggs on platforms anymore. That objective is completed. So here, see, the AI is just terrible. They didn't even get it. We only had 1 egg in a ground nest. The AI had none. See, usually what you're doing is, as players, one person's going to get at least first, or you're going to tie. A lot of times you tie. Like if you're playing a 2-player game, you have to be, you don't have to, but usually it's valuable to at least try to tie in these different categories by just getting one bird that satisfies the end game bonus. How many birds have they played into the grass? They've played 2 into the grasslands. We've played 2 in the grasslands. We're planning on playing 2 or 3 this round, or sorry, 1 or 2 this round. So hopefully we'll be able to crush them with this next bonus objective. And we just want to get 9 birds down in total. We have 6. As long as we can play these 3 birds by the end of the game and get eggs on all of them, we will complete our 9 birds with 1 egg on them, at least 1 egg on 9 different birds. So in order to play things, we need caterpillars and we need grain, or we need fish. If we go down here, we'll get fish. If we go up to the forest, we can just draw 2. Oof, this is not great because we don't have any. We're going to do this, and then we're going to re-roll it. And then we're going to go for this. But the thing is, do we take a caterpillar or do we take a grain? I think we take a caterpillar. That is not a great... that bear, we had to take a berry and a rat. That was not great because now we have 2 that we don't need here. But at least the berry plus the rat will add up to a wild food of our choice. We could discard an egg to get another food of our choice. We are trying to play these... First we have to decide where this guy's floating. I kind of don't want to float him anywhere. Can we just leave this bird behind? Well, we're gonna have to lay eggs, likely. Can we skip this action? You can skip this action. Well, if we go down here, we also get food, which isn't terrible. And we know we're not going to play a bird on this, so it's not going to increase the egg cost to play a bird. We're not going to play a bird down here until we play this guy, which will be way later in the game. I think that's fine. Let's discard an egg to get another food. I think we just need grain, don't we? We're going to want 1 caterpillar or 1 grain at this point. We have 5 turns left this. We have 5 turns now. That's quite a bit. Yeah, we're gonna play this bird down, and then every time we activate this, we get to play it. We get to sort of lay like just insane amounts of eggs. We do need to. Let's do that. Music is really nice, guys. I'm gonna say the music is fantastic in this game. Really like it. Of course, you could turn it off and listen to your own music as well, as with any game. Good sound settings too as well for minimizing the sounds of the birds or the sounds of the ambient sounds and stuff like that, which I have those turned down a little bit. So if we wanted to do this, we'd have to do this. We could grab the fish and the grain plus the berry, the 2 grains plus the rat and the would give us enough to play this. Which is kind of interesting to think if we played this here. Oh, the only way we could do this is if we discarded a card. Let's actually come up here. Let's use this. And draw a couple cards. We're kind of maybe looking for birds that have bowl nests. I'm just going to draw randomly, not think about it. Oh, this is a wild at least, right? So this would count as a bowl nest. It's also 2 wild food, which is nice. It's a cheap 4-cost bird. No, I don't think we're going to worry about discarding eggs at this point. This guy's going to float back up to the... Actually, is he going to float to here so that we can get 4 eggs when we activate that? Or are we going to try to play... Or are we going to try to go get more food? Let's try to go get more food. So let's float the yellow-breasted chat up to the top there. Here we get to draw 2 more cards. Kind of just looking for nests, looking for ground. This is not particularly... Well, it's a cheap card, but I don't think it's particularly useful to us. This one's really not useful. We need to discard this card. Because it says draw 2 cards and discard 1 at the end of your turn. Okay. Yeah, we're going to take a food, but now it's going to make us discard a card because we took that 1 action. We don't need this card or anything. Too expensive to play at this point. Here we go. Now we've set this up a little bit stronger. Except we don't have enough food yet. We still need to go get the food. What does the food tray look like? Well, it's got kind of some stuff that we need here. Let's grab the grain and the fish. Which, if you're playing this against a human opponent, that's really nice because it gives them 2 crummy foods, right? Rodents are less likely to be needed, and berries are kind of middle. But this means they can't re-roll the die. So if they're going to go grab food, let's see what their food's set to. They got 2 food. What they could do is they could grab one. They have to grab one of these 2, and then they could re-roll for their second choice. But it's still kind of nice that it worked out that way. Do we even have 2 eggs right now? We don't even have 2 eggs to play this card here. So we have to activate eggs. So we might as well float this person down to that row. So that when we go here, it'll be a souped up egg action. Yeah, that's good. Whoops. Do we want to take this or not? Discard an egg? No, we don't care about food. We have just food for days. Actually, getting 1 more fish would be really good, but you know what? We're going to get fish probably just when we activate that. Nah, we can get fish so easily. I don't know. Actually, that's kind of interesting to me. Do we discard this to get a fish just so we have it in our back pocket? Yeah, I think we do. So I don't know if we're going to need more cards. We have so many cards. I don't know if we need more right now. Let's activate eggs because we said we had to do that. We can't play any of our birds because we don't have enough eggs. So we get to lay 4 eggs. So we need them to be in bowl nests. I guess I wasn't thinking that through too much. Yeah, that's the only bowl. Let's just load this guy up. He is now going to float to food. Although I don't really think we care that much about that guy. All players lay, you may lay 1 additional. Yep, that's perfect. Does the opponent actually have a ground bird? Because that's when these are really amazing. Wait a second. He's got a wild and a ground bird. Why didn't he lay an egg? Maybe it's going to... we're going to see at the end of our turn if that resolves or not. So we ended up laying 7 eggs. Okay, they did lay an egg. It resolved at the end of our turn. They did lay an egg there because of our action. So if these cards are very powerful when the opponent does not have anywhere to lay these eggs. All players get to lay an egg, but if they don't have a ground bird, then you're getting to lay two eggs, right? Because you lay 1 and then you lay another. So you get to lay 2 every time this activates. Opponents get to lay 1, so the net difference is 1 unless they can't even lay the 1 that they usually would lay. I think this was the bird we wanted to play. And we have everything, but we need to make sure that we change this. So now we're changing this out. Of course, we're going to use 2 of those, but then we're going to save our fish. We're going to save our fish, and we're going to use a rodent and a berry in order to occupy the requirement for the insect. It's kind of unfortunate to do that because an insect's usually a pretty common food, but we want to save these 3 fish for this bird over here, which is going to be a good bird. That's how we're paying for that. That guy's played. Now click on any bird. So basically, oh, we have to get rid of eggs. That's right. Cancel, undo. Remove these ones. Actually, that's fine. Remove these because these birds will be able to play a lot of eggs on these birds specifically because this guy's gonna give us more. Perfect. So there we go. Boom, boom, boom. We just got 3 eggs when we played that card. Pretty good. Ooh, they did have 3 birds in the grasslands, but we had 4. So we got 6 points, they got 3. So the AI kind of just ended up doing okay there, but we did a little bit better with that final play. Now we're in the final round. We do want to play this card because we have the food for that. So let's just play that. We get 2 bonus cards, and we get to draw 2 bonus cards, and we get to keep 1. So to play this, though, we have to get rid of an egg. Birds that eat mice. Do we have any birds that eat mice? This guy eats anything. But other than that, I think we're doomed. Not doomed, but I don't. That's not a good option. Geography terms in their name. Eastern, okay. Eastern counts, so that's 1. American, that counts. That's 2. So we already have 2. So that means we'd get 3 points if we took this one. Atlantic, that's a 3rd. Do we have a 4th in here? No, we're 1 short of getting 4 additional points. We might still be able to draw one. This is definitely probably the cartographer is probably the best bonus card. So now we have 2 bonus cards that we could use. Of course, we earned that one later in the game by getting this was the special power, right, of this character. Snowy, and none of these count down here. None of these are geography terms. It tells you there what all the terms are, right? Like American, Atlantic, Baltimore, Californian, Canadian, Carolina, you know, so on and so forth. It turns out that all the birds in the game are North American birds. That's just what they started with. There's a European expansion. I actually think I forgot to mention this. The European expansion is not included in the game. And then there's also an Oceania expansion coming out for the, I'm talking about the card game, right? For the actual physical game for Wingspan. There's an Oceania expansion as well coming out. But I don't know if those will be added as digital like DLC, like extra purchases, add-ons eventually, or added for free eventually. I don't know, but right now they're just not, simply not included. Dang. We have 4 turns left. We're going to want to fill these guys up with eggs. This is another bowl. How's this guy doing on bowls? Bowl nests. You could put 3 there. You could put 5 there. That's 8. That's actually quite a bit. That's 2 there. So it total could do 10 if they're all filled. Whereas with us, I think we're quite a bit shy of that. 1. 3, 4. That'd be 7. That'd be 10 if we could get both of these birds down, but man, that'd be a lot of, we'd need a lot of fish, or just, sorry, we'd need a lot of food in general to be able to pull that off. I don't think it's even worth taking those actions. We could do this once, though. And it'd be really nice if we could have got another bird. I'm just not seeing any in the heads-up display. We could draw randomly, but, I mean, randomly is random, you know what I mean? It's not great. We draw up to 3 cards here. Those cards don't do too much for us. Man. One of the weaknesses of the base game, if I'm just going to give a little commentary about Wingspan as like as a game, is without the expansion, the European expansion helps with this significantly, but the game devolves into usually the 4th round. What you're incentivized to do is just lay eggs. Just go here and just do this action every single time. Because this is 4 points plus all the activations here. This is literally 7 points for us because we get 1 additional egg here and 2 additional eggs here. Every time we activate this, as long as we have room for the eggs. That's a big if. So 3. So we have 10 here. And we have 7 there. So this is 1 activation, basically. This is 1 activation plus 3 remainder. This is 2. So we only really have activation for 2.5 times. Okay, I think I see what we're going to do here. We're going to get food. Well, that doesn't even work out the way I thought it would. Oof. I'd like to play this one because it's worth a little bit more points and doesn't require any specific kind of food. Yep, that's kind of a rip. I think what we're doing is a... Okay. We can get the grain that we need to play this one. So we can play this one, which at least will allow us to lay more eggs in the nested areas. You're going to go to the egg laying section. We're not going to bother with that. That is a good point, though. That would give us an extra food. That was something I didn't quite think about. Oh no, I'm a doofus. I could play. We could play this one in the forest. Because now what's the problem is I kind of wanted to play this here, but this is full. These 5 birds, they are full up. You can't play any more birds here. We've unlocked the super ability though, which will give us an extra egg. So I guess that's kind of nice. Yeah. Whoops. No. Let's play this bird instead. That's 2 points plus a little bit more capacity for... I'm kind of giving up on this final bonus. I think the AI is just going to be able to beat us on that no matter what we do. Oh, it's going to cost us an egg to do that too. Rip. So that wasn't nearly as many points as I thought it was, but that's okay. It is what it is. Let's just lay eggs for the last couple actions. Now we do have the extra food, which feels good. So that we get the 5th egg. So we're getting 5 eggs. And then as these activate, we'll be able to get more and more eggs. This guy just needs to float somewhere. Doesn't really matter too much at this point. Final action, 4 eggs. Now, are they still benefiting from this? I think he's got a bunch of wilds. Yep, he's benefiting from this. Oh well, that's how it goes. We're still getting significantly more eggs on this action, right? We're getting 7 eggs, and he's getting 1, but... Got 9 eggs, yeah, so they crushed us there, but it's only a 3-point difference because we had some, so we still got 2nd. So it ended up working out, and we beat them in the others. I mean, we definitely won the game, I promise you that. But there we go, that's the game. That is the game. So we got more points from total birds, and then we score the amount of... Wait, what is this option? We'll have to look at that. Yep, so we beat the AI. Actually, the AI scored a lot higher this game than they did the other game that I played. They scored like 70 or something. But we got 90. And that's definitely not a record score for Wingspan. Bonus cards. That's right. We had that extra card for bonus cards. We didn't quite maximize that to the mat. We were one away from getting a lot more there. Actually, wait a second. Did we mess up? Did we forget that we needed to sprinkle the eggs? That's them. Did we have 9 birds with eggs? We did have 9 birds with eggs. Okay, good. So we got the full amount of points for this. I forgot that we wanted to have an egg on this one. That also would have counted towards the final bonus, but we were too far behind there. Too far behind there. So we did win. We did win, and there you go. That's how the points shake out, right? You get points for all these different things. The birds are worth a certain amount of points. The bonus cards are worth a certain amount of points. Of course, we had an extra one. The end of round goals, right? We dominated in that, but they did end up doing +3 on us in the final round by beating us in the final round. And then just the eggs in general, we're about even on that. And food on cards, I guess they were caching food on their cards, and they had more tucked cards, but it didn't really matter because we sort of just more of everything else. And there you go. That was actually surprisingly close compared to the first game where it was a blowout. So sure, we can archive that. And then you can just basically go into there and see your past games and stuff. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have questions about Wingspan, please comment down below. If there's even a chance that you guys feel like you'd like to see more content on Wingspan, let me know. We'll probably end up doing a round or two with the online, just doing some online matches, maybe recording a couple of those on Thursday when the game comes out. That could be kind of neat. And hopefully there'll be people playing the game when it comes out. That'd be kind of fun. But essentially, this is basically just a direct adaptation of the physical game. It plays exactly the same way. You have some really nice options with the online. You can make custom games, or you can play the 3-player matchmaking, which I think is super cool that there's matchmaking. I'm actually super pumped about that. And then you can, of course, play either with the solo rules, the automaton, or you can do like what we did where you add the AI opponents. Or actually with this, I'll also mention that you can add humans so that you can sort of, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the last episode or not, but you can sort of add humans here and you could play a 4-player game, but there's 2 actual people there and 2 bots, or however you want to do that. Interestingly enough, with here, you can actually add humans and AI too, and also all these people could be playing against each other, but then also playing against the automaton. The automaton actually can go up to hard difficulty, which I would imagine is very difficult. Even the normal is quite difficult for the automaton. The otama, I guess is what we're calling it. But anyways, guys, that's Wingspan. Thanks everybody for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.